the Hall School for the Gifted. Just going to discuss the topic. Some students choose to take a gap year after graduating high school to work and struggle. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages?
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, teachers, and participants, especially the dazzling judges. I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nguyễn, Đăng, and I'm currently a student of class 11A1 of High School for the Gifted, and I am ecstatic to be representing my school to be participating in this Venus Development courses. So first, before commencing, I want to have a little bit of small talk with you guys. So, as a student, what do you feel when you have just accomplished an examinations? What do you make it? May you feel relieved, may you feel euphoric, or you just may feel depressed. So, anecdotally, from my point of view, as a student, I believe that I would actually feel relieved after an examinations. As for what reason? It is that belief because you have already accomplished that, you don't need to think about it anymore. And especially for the finals of the years, when you just accomplish everything that you just learned, you can just forget it right away. And for those who are sisters and brothers that are about to be on graduations, that many of them choose to take an interval time to further use as a pastime for them to relax. However, others often choose to either take up a job or just continue on pursuing them in their academic pursuits. So, about these two viewpoints, I believe that both of them has its own pros and cons. Firstly, I want to elucidate more on the pros and cons of travel. So, when graduations and just students in general travel, what they use travel for? They just use travel as a further to relieve the residue of stress, or they just facilitate it from these scholastic institutions, like and student studies. So from these institutions and residue of stress, they would actually like to travel to ease on their minds and to relieve on their ambitions as a person and their apprehensions. Moreover is that they are also exposed to a handful of cultures and experiences which actually develops their own sense of assimilations and the sense of acclimations, which can aid them in the future that they can assimilate to a culture or just a foreign outside environment. And finally is that they would actually have quality time with their parents and friends or just their own. And this leads to what? This heals their human soul. It's just releasing from the stress of outside life, and therefore just enhancing all the future possibilities. And what about cons? The cons of travel is that it provides us a financial burden, as we may have unadequate financial background. So therefore, they cannot pursue in the financial means in traveling. What is more is that they can lag behind their peers, especially as they advance in their own field. And these peers can actually acclimate with the environment better than those who actually choose to travel in the academic field. And finally is that work applications can be neglected as they have missed here. About the working and studies. What does work and studies actually bring us? That brings us the experience and knowledge in their own field. As that, it provides better working opportunities, new social circle, relationships, as well as higher salaries as you receive seniority. And what are the pros and what are the cons of work and travel? It is that you can lead to stress and fatigue. Moreover, that you cannot actually catch up and overpass the peers as they focus on studying rather than traveling on your own. And what is that? From another point is that working and studying in general can actually build a super time for you, as you can be less entangled in the futures as you have already pursued in savings and investments. So, it is in my conclusion that both notion is crucial and are interdependent of each other. What is that? As travel, it provides you quality time, which leads to emotional healing, and that increases your productivity and a stable mood, which retaliates stress. However, what about work and studies? Work and studies provide you financial background, which then leads to a better life quality. However, the cons are it brings stress and then you need to travel. So it's a whole cycle. Take me for example, I'm currently in class 11, which is in grade 11. It is my pursuit that after graduation, which is in 12th grade, I'll actually choose to have an interval time, or just an ephemeral time, to relieve on my own. For about 2 or 3 months, not a year in this situation, so that I can actually retrieve back my own self and just relieve all the stress that I've gained through out the circumstances and the ephemeral states of having to study overloading. And moreover is that I can actually catch up with my friends quite easily because I have the cognitions and the organizations of a student studying in a special school, which is like our high school for example. And therefore, this pressure actually advances me in the future for better productivity and better engagement in society. Thank you all for listening.
I have one question for you. So you mentioned that you're gonna take about 2-3 months off after graduating from high school. All right. So, do you think that the education in general has too much? Is it too heavy, and children or students in general have too much pressure at school in general?
Wonderful questions, actually, because in the contemporary state of having the educational systems, it is that children are now in too much stress, especially for Asian children. So let's take an example first, shall we? Is that as you can see here, this paper acts as a scale. On my left side, on your right side, is about the Western parents, and on my right side, which is your left side, is about the Asian parents and how they teach their children. This is the pressure of Western parents that actually build up on their kids. A bit high, okay? And this is about the pressures that Asian parents are actually forcing on their children. As you can see here, parents, as Asian parents in general, they put too much pressure on the children as they believe that their children needs to be advanced in their own academic fields, especially in the science and methodologies. So therefore, by pressuring their children into pursuing the academic institutions and advancement in the academic field, they're actually putting too much stress on the children, and that will lead to unhealthy relationship with their parents, unhealthy mental states, mental support. And although parents, as weak as they are, they act as a support for the children. Our Asian parents, or just the majority of Asian parents, are not doing that role specifically, because they just put on too much pressure, and that pressure can actually crush the children from the inside. There's a proverb that states pressure creates diamond, but no one actually mentions about how we can actually crack before turning into a diamond. That's my answer for you.
And in your opinion, when is it better for a student to take the gap year? After graduating from high school or after graduating from university?
Well, from my standpoint, I believe that taking a gap year after university is actually more prolonged and more effectively than actually taking a gap from high school for reasons. Firstly, I would like to state about the productivity and the advancement in the academic field first. It is that after high school, they actually pursue in what they want to do or just what their parents want to do, which is creating a more high opportunity for them to have a job in the future. But however, taking a gap year in high school can actually leave them a pale to their parents and to their peers, professors, and students and friends. What is that? Because taking a gap year in senior high school or after high school, they are actually exceptionally coming back down from their peer students and peer friends. So their peer friends actually here are pursuing into their academic situations. Therefore, they gain knowledge, they gain experience, and moreover, they gain what is called a year in university. It is that they are expanding their social skills and are prolonged and are exposed to a new environment. Now, however, if you take a gap year in high school, it is that these students are missing out on a whole year, which a whole year they can actually learn and benefit from what is there in university. About after graduating from university, you already have your college, you have your PhD, or just having a graduate tuition or graduations. And for that reason, you can actually easily get a job. You can easily go out with your friends, and after that, you don't need to worry about the salaries and paying jobs, as you have already acquired your merits.